Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 4. This is number 3, the IT band. Now the IT band basically starts from the greater trochanter all the way down to the knee. So it's the band on the side. It is a tendon, so a lot of people say you cannot trigger point this, so don't waste your time. That is completely incorrect. I'm not even sure why the professionals, like I think Greg Cook even says not to do the IT band, recommend that. That's stupid, because yes, it's a tendon, but our goal isn't to remove the knots per se. Our goal is to rehydrate the fascia, and fascia runs throughout the entire body. So once again, we're trying to rehydrate the fascia. You're not really going to ever remove the knots. That's going to come with the proper corrective exercises, the proper movement patterns, and most importantly, stopping the habits that are creating those adhesions in the first place. Trigger pointing will help, but it's going to be a combination of things, guys. And that's the thing. That's why we have a foundational fitness program, because it's going to encompass the whole big picture into one. So ITBN, without further ado, greater trochanter, that's the side bone on your hip. We've done this before. Take your softball or lacrosse ball or 2-inch PVC pipe, and you're pretty much just going to put that there and you're going to lay down on it. It's very simple. You're going to start here. I just did my right side. And I'll tell you what, I felt like I was in a different world. It's like on drugs or something. It's crazy. And you might be releasing some drugs, who knows, that are stuck in there. Who knows? Who knows what's stuck in my fascia? And there, mid, lower, towards the knee. You can explore the whole thing, obviously. Go to the front side, the back side, different angles. Go very slow, deep to the bone, dull, achy, tender, sore, it should feel like. But be within your pain tolerance, a 7 to 9 out of 10 pain, roughly. So I'm gonna do my left side. I'm gonna use the PVC pipe. Like I said, you can use the balls, or I got a barbell back there. You can lay on the barbell if you are cool. That is very intense. I'm not gonna do that today. Wow. I need to have a pillow. My left one. I just did my right one. My left one's terrible. I'm right under that greater trochanter, guys. I'm kind of propping myself up with my right foot. I'm relaxing on my left arm, or shoulder, I guess, with my towel in between my neck, make sure my neck's not doing anything crazy. You try not to compromise your posture when you do this. Time yourself 5 to 10 minutes each side. Like I said, the upper, the middle, the lower, you can do one spot for 5 to 10 minutes, or you can do the entire IT band. It's a huge tendon for 5 to 10 minutes, but the main thing is each trigger point should be at least 2 to 3 minutes. Like I said, you can go longer, but spend some time on it. If one spot's really bad, just hold it until you finally relax into it. That's the key, guys, because I'm on the upper portion right here, and the goal is you're trying to explore your pain tolerance. You're trying to get on the edge of what you can handle. You might have to back off a little bit, but get to the point where your muscle either starts shaking or it's starting to fight against you. You don't want to go too far, because you don't want that muscle to tighten up. That's going to take away from the trigger point. That's too much. You want to get to the point where you are relaxing into the trigger point, sinking into the trigger point. And that might mean you might have to go very gentle at first with a foam roller. That can work. Anything lighter than a lacrosse ball, a softball, PVC pipe, a barbell, those are very intense tools I'm using. I have had people kind of complain and ask me, hey, I need to go lighter. Well, just because it's intense. I know what it felt like. I'd say, whoa, spider. I'd say go try to bear with it, maybe release off the muscles as much as you can. Support yourself with this leg instead of picking a different tool. Or if you want to, maybe put like a towel or a foam pad over a PVC pipe, but you don't really need to buy anything expensive. It's kind of a waste of money. The only thing expensive that you should buy is a barbell, and that's one of your best trigger pointing tools that you can possibly use. Other than that, a Theracane is very good, obviously. Not for the IT band, but just as a general tool that you want to buy. All right, so I'm on my upper IT band. I'm going to go maybe an inch down, maybe a half an inch down. Get to your next point of that IT band that you feel is very intense. And once again, once you start fighting against it, your muscle starts tensing up. Sorry, some ants. Once your muscle starts tensing up, that's when you want to just hold it. and relax into it. You might need to back off a little bit. Different angles, go to the front side, the side, and the back side. That's fine. It's really intense, guys. I'm just trying to sink into it right now. Once again, 5 to 10 minutes. Breathe 2 to 6 breaths per minute. Suck that tummy in. Breathe through the rib cage outwards. Try not to breathe through your neck. Go very slow with your breath. Try to relax. Eliminate distractions. Try to focus on just this. We're always just trying to release this emotional trauma. There's no way you can release it if you're distracted. You got to focus physically, making sure that you're doing it correctly, listening to my cues. Hopefully you get them by now. And then also focus on it emotionally, mentally, but also spiritually. Saying, hey, is this something I'm holding on to? You're not going to maybe find the answer right now, but sometimes you will find some emotional trauma that's very distinctive and clear. And as weird as that sounds, I don't care if you don't believe in God, you do believe in God. Try to take a spiritual approach to this as well, because it's, like I said, you're not a robot. You know, you're storing this somehow. You're storing this from a spiritual, a mental, an emotional perspective, I guess, a source of stress, right? If you ever talk to a psychologist, you know, the way people hold themselves, the way people walk, the way people sit, the way people, when they lie or do something that they know isn't right, morally correct, sin, they tend to hold their bodies differently. And with that being said, you tend to develop deficiencies and dysfunctions around your structure, and then you form your body around those dysfunctions and deficiencies, and that's what creates all this trauma that we're experiencing nowadays. Honestly, I think trigger pointing would heal the world, and obviously Jesus Christ and God. But you know, this is why people are pissed off, because they got all these trigger points. I mean, I just want to punch the ground. Seriously, so I just went down another couple inches. Hopefully you guys are doing the same on the middle point of my trigger point. Try not to tense up the rest of my muscles, the rest of my fascia. But sometimes I tend to. So that being said, once again, repeat, rinse and repeat. Try to relax into it. Definitely drink plenty of magnesium bicarbonate rich with salt, some sodium bicarbonate as well. Water, reverse osmosis or distilled throughout the day. 32 to 64 fluid ounces, especially if you're trigger pointing. Trying to recirculate that new water in there. This fascia is very dehydrated. You got to go very deep. Remember, it's like the sponge, which is on the top of a bowl. We got to press that sponge in to acquire the water at the bottom. Relax. Try to balance on that IT band if you can. Like I said, if you have to use a towel or a foam pad, that's fine, but try to bounce on it. Try to relax into it. Don't let that muscle tense in. Just go deep, guys. Forward, back to side. You get the idea. I'm going to work all the way down to my knee. I'm just going to show you real quick. That's all the way down there. That's horrible. Oh, man. But once again, you got to relax into it. Same thing. Repeat. If you have to back off, back off. Bend the knee if you want. Ooh, I bent the knee. It was even worse. I think bending the knee actually stretches it out a little bit. All right, guys, you get the idea? 5 to 10 minutes deep to the bone. Intense. Ah, and thank God for this beautiful day. You guys, you will feel good. You will feel amazing. I'm sorry, but any guru that tells me, any scientist, nutritionist, specialist that tells me, hey, you can fix your calcification, your postural issues by not even doing posture stuff, by not even trigger pointing. You can do it all through diet. That's bull crappy. Bull crap, guys. You have to trigger point. You cannot fix deep-seated calcification without trigger pointing and doing proper movement, guys. It's impossible. You will never get to the root cause, because the root cause is your trigger points. The root cause is your improper movement patterns, your improper posture. Your structure is compromised. Your diet isn't going to naturally straighten your spine and retense your length tension relationship between your fascia, it's not gonna happen. Not in a million years. We don't got that many years left, so better get started now, guys. I'll see you soon.